This is going to be about living on the edge. I read a book created by a website called TheEdge, a gathering place on the internet for a wide-ranging group of intellectuals, scientists, professors, experts on social dynamics, mathematicians, and philosophers. Each of them had a killer resume and several books published in their special field. The book I read was a collection of over 150 essays written by those people in response to the question, what should we be worried about? Real scenarios that keep scientists up at night. These people are bright and they do worry. Some of them worry about worrying. The world is so terribly flawed and life is so vulnerable and threatened. There is so much to worry about that it could easily overwhelm a thoughtful, rational person, causing them to crack up from deep-seated anxiety. So worry is, in itself, a problem. Others see worry as a good thing, an early warning, an alarm bell telling us we need to do something and we need to do it now. Too often, however, in fact, in nearly every instance, in spite of a serious case of worry over something to be seriously worried about, we do nothing to prevent a crisis or even prepare to deal with it. Instead, at most, we worry. That kind of apathy virtually guarantees that when the time comes, we will panic, flounder, and most likely perish. Someone suggested a kind of lifeboat drills to get us ready in case the electronic grid goes down or the internet should suddenly evaporate. That suggestion evaporated. The internet, before it evaporates, is another great cause of concern. It still holds great promise, and by its existence it has changed the world. But not everyone is pleased with all of the changes. Some think we have become much shallower in our social interactions, much dumber, if not outright stupid, in our intellectual development, and both shallow and stupid from exposure to the worst of the internet, its appalling triviality, violence, sex, and bombast. There was worry about nature, that we are despoiling our planet in many ways. Worry, too, about science and our direct contact with nature. What science needs, one person wrote, is a hero, but that isn't going to happen. Over 1 million scientific papers are published every year. Any potential heroes are buried under that pile. And there is money. What kind of a society is produced when money drives everything? Science, politics, sports, education. One person noted that education might have included the search for truth. Now it exists so someone can get a job at Monsanto. Another worry is the information overload. Information so readily available with no understanding, no context, no learning. Here are some of the other worries beyond climactic change, resource depletion, burgeoning population, and nuclear war. Over time, regulatory agencies are systematically drained of their ability to check the powers of industry. Our ability to anticipate scientific and technological problems and opportunities is swamped by their number, novelty, speed of arrival, and complexity. It has become much easier to elect uninformed and stupid candidates. One person asked, should we be worried about being unable to understand physics, quantum theory, cosmology, or the deep recesses of mathematics and philosophy? Another noted our reckless dependency on fragile, complex systems. And another contemplating black holes, dark matter, and dark energy, wondered when scientists had become metaphysicians. Overall, guided by the title question, it was a book of educated guesswork and fancy speculation. As is common with worry, even among intellectuals, it was a book of complaints and blame, with little or no prescriptions or guidance. One person noted this and said the annual question should have been a challenge instead. Make a concrete proposal for how $1 billion could be put to the most effective use. In other words, why don't we put our money where our mouths are? Let's get some skin in the game. Ah, no. Given the choice of writing stimulating essays or solving a real problem, I expect these people, mostly academics, will save their money and spend words. Talk is cheap. Trouble is, we all do have skin in this game, and it's no game. Chances are, we're not on the edge, we're going over it. We're going to get skinned.